Turn it up.
And hopefully the brain attached to the mouth, right? The brain, more important than the mouth, is the brain. The brain is much more important.
He is the brain, and I am the mouth. What a wild time I had last night. I'll tell you all about it. My brain, I've been in the belly or in the brain of the beast. And let me tell you, it is a hellish place. Oh my goodness. Folks, you need to support this channel in some way. So a great way is to actually support the sponsor. And this is an easy thing to do. You can support without even spending any money. Just call them. The number is 877-646-5347. And say the deacon sent you, and the deacon told me to ask you for some free information about securing my wealth, my 401k, the money that I saved for retirement in gold and silver. Give them a call, ask for that free information. Again, tell them that the deacon sent you, and they'll treat you like royalty, always. Yes, there's that face. That face. I was like, I was in the mind of a demon last night. And that 20-minute video I put out, I'm sure a lot of you thought, what the heck? That video was about 20 hours of work. And it was very like, you're delving into the mind of your subject. And, you must, if you're not aware of what happened, last night this morning, actually, I released a video with Sainted Anon attacking myself and Kate. And, because he was so emotional, I said, man, he's an easy candidate for a reverse speech session. And what that is dog backwards will be God. But when you're emotional, you're going to be like, God! You're going to make all kind of different noises. And when you do, you actually subconsciously bring out things about your feelings of what you're saying and feelings of the context of if you're dealing with long subjects. Anyway, so I released that video where I did that on Sainted Anon, and it was downright scary. Downright scary. And I have never, ever had a video or a session that was easy like that. It could take weeks to find stuff in people's voice. And the thing about it is it's subjective. See, this is what's going to happen. Because I did that to them, they're going to release a video with them showing my reverse speech, and it's going to be 10 times worse than what you heard me find in theirs. And so I expected, because that's the way Serial Brain 2 is. He's vindictive. He holds a grudge. She holds a grudge. Both of them. There's two of them. One's a lady and one wants to be a lady. And as we saw and heard last night, I mean, folks, those are his words, not mine. And see, that's the thing. Those words are in context with the words he's speaking at the time. It's crazy. It was scary. I was a little paranoid while I was done. Like, this is freaky. You know, it's nothing spiritual. It's not demonic. He's not talking backwards. It's nothing like that. All it is the idea that your soul will betray you in your emotions. It always does. Your emotions is energy. And when you are overexcited about something, I mean, this is tell signs. This is how police officers determine if someone's lying. This is not, these are, you look for micro expressions in faces and in words. So actually, I got a lot of information by listening to him forward and the fluctuation of different words. And what's odd is the things that you find in these, when you're looking for these micro expressions, when you're looking for them in the reverse as well, all these things are going to be in the same context. They're going to be related to each other. They're not going to be outside of, it's got to be in the context of what's being said. That's where the pseudoscience, the realm of that is. You can't go outside of that. But they will. They'll do anything. But that was, I tell you, I was pleading the blood of Jesus several times. I'm like, oh man, we are dealing with some evil. I mean, trust me. Remember, did you hear in the video where he's making fun and he goes, what are we like doing some Beatles 69 backwards stuff? I'm like, you don't even know your Beatles. It was number 9, Revolution number 9. And forward it said number 9, number 9, number 9. But when you turned it backwards, it said, turn me on dead man. No, that's orchestrated. They do that on purpose. These reverse speech has nothing to do with speaking backwards. So Glenn Orgel says, so he works with Paula but hates her. Oh yeah, he hates her with a vengeance because she's got something that he doesn't have, and he wants it, and that includes female parts. I won't go there though. So how are you guys doing? I can't really see you because I've only gotten just a few hours sleep. We're going to do it this way. Hey, this is how Saint Anon doesn't even do it this way. He won't even show you his face. But I tell you, I changed my Twitter handle today. I changed it to something to not only aggravate these snowflakes among us, but a truth about me that God has declared. So I changed my Twitter handle to Judge and Priest, #, #CAG. Judge and Priest. Christian, do you know that you have the authority to be that? Yeah. Yeah, I said, I've changed my Twitter name to reflect my true position in Christ for these dark times of spiritual and civil war. And ladies and gentlemen, you better believe we are in a spiritual war as well. And Oh, and you want to know what's awesome? I wrote, this was proclaimed by the authority of heaven. Wild, isn't it? And the same is true of you, Christian, judge and priest. Yeah, not judgment like you judging somebody. Not like that. Not like that. But more like having discernment, being wise about what you do, decisions you make, how you spend your private time, what you do when you're alone, how you handle conflict, how you handle uh, uh, diversity in singularity, as in unity. How do you deal with that? There's practical wisdom. Wisdom is practical application of knowledge. That's why so many fail on the front of research, because they don't understand a few rules about that. That royalty, ladies and gentlemen, we are royalty, priests. In the order of Melchizedek, he was a king and a priest. King was a judge too at certain times. There's one king, but we will reign with him as judges and as priests. Kings and priests. I think the better use is judges. You know, unity has to be there. The children of light always show themselves in the darkness. Those ashamed hide. That's been the standard since day one. Dag nappet, I'm changing my Twitter name. Judge and priest. You know what I noticed today when the baseball commissioner stood up there and gave his apology? That it dawned on me, with all of the things that are happening in the dregs of the patriot movement, where I am, that even the Democrats apologize for their folly. Very few patriots do, especially the ones on the lower end of the food chain. Even Democrats and the elite apologize. Yet all SB2, AK Sainted Anon and Policy Blades does is attack and push the same year-old lies, attacking the same people, and you can't see this. We defend ourselves once. When they do, nothing but attacks on us. We defend ourselves once when they do, but we get nothing but attacks. It's true. And we are the dividers, we are told. You are brainwashed, or maybe you're cereal-brained. Are you insane? My God. Wake these patriots up. Projection is taking place in front of your eyes and you can't see it. Crazy. 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 Look at that. Look at that. What's a cereal brain? Cereal brain MRI. Yep. Cereal brain MRI. They put juice in your brain. They take a picture of it, and so that in a computer they can tell, they can slice it up and look at it in different cereals. Cereal. Mm-hmm. I really think people don't care. This is negative, Sean. They could care less that American patriots are threatened and slandered by people in their own movement. Man, all you do is go on and on about that stuff. Maybe. But if we are truthers, if we are human rights activists, how does a human rights activist handle patriotism and unity in patriotism? Is it possible to be a conservative human rights activist? I think so. In fact, I know so. Because that's what we are. We are the ones, as I tried to communicate without talking in that video. That you, ladies and gentlemen, and you know which ones I'm talking about, you are the ones that are the true, like you understand where we go one, we go all. You get it. You know, something I wrote today on Twitter, that, you know, do you remember when we got the White Squall trailer back a while back, you know? Q put that in there and we were like, man, we are like gonna change this world. We are going to change the world. We're so close. We're gonna have justice. And you know, one of the things I thought about that movie is, yeah, it was where we go one, we go all on a boat in the middle of the ocean. But when they got home, they had to deal with the real world. The real world was against them when they were where we go one, we go all. And that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, is we're all on different boats. And that's okay. It's just how you treat the other boats determine who's the enemy or the foe. And there are patriots in this movement that are in denial because they don't know how to handle infiltration. They don't know how to handle it, or they aren't willing to handle it because it's so controversial, it'll mess them up. It'll mess their following up. They won't like it. Oh, first of all, they're not going to agree with this guy, the deacon. He's off the deep end. Syria Brain, right? You know, Sainted Anon shows a picture of me on video and all these Nazi images all around the video. And he goes, okay, I want you to look at this picture right here. And he circles the whole thing. And he talks about it. He just wants people to keep, when they think of me, they think of Nazi. I showed that in the video last night. That is like mind control, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, come on. I mean, it doesn't really like, I mean, I understand that the guy's an ass, but these people that are just so like group thinkers, man. It's crazy. It's like he does this, he goes, I want you to look at this picture right here. He goes, one, I want you to look at this picture right here. You can't defend yourself, or you're being, you know, a troublemaker. Where we go when we go, oh man, I don't want to go where truth is mingled with the murderer's dagger in your back. Oh. And the murderer's on your team. But hey, we're going after the same enemy. General Flynn. You know, people haven't read Field of Fight, sorry. And things we do in this movement, General Flynn, I mean, all these people support General Flynn, but General Flynn would not support what Sainted Anon does. And what a lot of people do. I mean, what do you do with the fact that the hit piece was written about Kate Maz? What do you do with that? What do you do? So we got a Trump rally tonight. I get it. I know. I know. I know who stand with us and I know who doesn't. And I'm shocked. I am shocked and I understand. I really do have 2020 vision. This year is special. It is my year. For the Lord is my strong tower. His promises are stored in my heart where peace dwells and where I surrender. I understand that we are holy warriors and we fight the enemy on the inside of the movement. We are the guardians of truth, not the truth of this or that event. There are many, but the truth of God's word. The country is the macrocosm of the movement. There must be a protocol to deal with foreign infiltration. I mean, what gives here? Nobody wants to just pull the trigger on this and act like a legitimate movement. In fact, they mock and they mock the whole charter thing. They ask me, "How's that going for you?" And I understand why they did, because they grift on you. There is a sect of people who call themselves patriots, yet have no idea of brotherhood, standing with each other, or never leaving a brother in arms behind. Yes, it's true. There are only a handful of patriots who are outraged at what has happened to Kate Maz. And those that would have been considered generals in this movement a year ago couldn't give a damn. And most support General Flynn. Now I understand his book Field of Fight more than ever, and I also know the heavy hitters who include the triple star won't stop to acknowledge there is a problem. Who won't stand with countrymen in the rejection of the socialist mindset that has slithered its way even into the QAnon movement? Not that I would consider myself any kind of leader of that movement anymore, especially of the unchallenged attacks that are continually come from it. The QAnon army, the Q army, supposedly digital soldiers and channels with major influence will not use that influence to correct the wrongs. General Flynn would not approve of this. If you think he would, you don't know what he believes. You haven't read his book, because he would not. Have you ever read anything he has written? Why is it so offensive to people when anyone stands up and says, this is not the way? Outside of all the targeted, projected insults, I am shocked at the number of sincere patriots who nicely say, get over this and move on, man. Let it go and move on. Or my favorite is, we are fighting a war here and you choose this? Or how does this promote the Great Awakening? Those quotes right there are not logical. It's almost like they are liberal groupthink. There are some really bad actors in this movement, and a lot of them have huge followings, and their followers all attack the same, use the same phrases. And I'm telling you, when you have such a large following that I had, past tense, that is when you see the trend in the comments. It is groupthink, or it is a playbook for foreign actors or agents. Remember the movie trailer we all were shown of White Squall, and it gave us so much hope for our future. No one wants to address the fact that those boys who learned where we go one and we go all, they were on the same boat. And when they got to the mainland, it was them against the real world. In the real world, there are different boats, but fleets stand together, and those that oppose them are dealt with. The boat I am on is one where no American is left behind. That is the unifying body, or bond. That is the unifying bond, and in that bond is what it means. We stand together. We may not always agree, but we never leave any soldier behind. Where are the digital soldiers? Fight groupthink. Reject the radical left of the patriot movement. Yes, in the patriot movement, there is a radical left wing. They are socialist, and they may even be foreign assets. Many Americans have fallen for these assets. They are like brainwashed POWs, and I'm not being funny here. They talk, write, and act the same. They respond the same. They debate the same. When they are offended, they lash out. And it's always the same until recently. And I always just saw it as normal, trendy groupthink realities. With the Canadian network being revealed and uncovered, I will tell you, there has never been a greater time to take stock in who you are and what you are doing in this movement. Yep. I'll be right back. Folks, support free speech. Call Noble Gold. You know, the demographics of this show reveal, ladies and gentlemen, that the majority of my audience are retired individuals. And that is wonderful for me because of this sponsor. So you need to look at your 401k. Do you have protection? I mean, I know the stock market is doing greater than it ever has, but you need to diversify and make sure you've got part of that portfolio in precious metals. So give them a call, 877-646-5347. Tell them the deacon sent you. You can also go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Let them know that the deacon sent you, and they will treat you like royalty. Mm-hmm. Yep. That picture is because I am like feeling like junk. 'Cause you are junk, boy. 'Cause you are. Am I? Boy? Boy? So, following the news, it seems that we are getting a delivery of coronavirus every single day. And I know you think it's a joke and somebody's playing a big fast one on us and it's nothing, no big deal. And I would just turn your attention to the fact that it is not Russia that we were told to worry about, but China. China has been trying to usurp this country and own it outright with cash inside of a 150-year plan of which they said that they would conquer America and own it. We'd all be learning Chinese if it weren't for some very good people. Every day we get deliveries, and they put them in quarantine for 2 weeks. I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that thing ain't going to come out in 2 weeks, because that's exactly what we're planning for. It's going to show up 3 weeks. Watch. You hear that? Europe is going to spend $20 billion a year on AI, on artificial intelligence, and that they are very focused on facial recognition. You try to show up to protest, you picket, you do something the government doesn't like, you want to show up at the State House to protest some crazy bill where they're going to be scanning your face. Just as fashion and trends migrate from Hollywood and New York to the heartland, so does Europe have such an influence on America. This coronavirus, the virus of the crown, the king of viruses, has been shown, ladies and gentlemen, to be manipulated in a lab. Christian brothers and sisters who want to demand that this is the end of days will fight tooth and nail to prove that this is fake. And if we understand that in the end, whether you believe in the rapture or not, you got to understand it's going to get bad as we get close. It's not going to be like one day here, one day heaven on earth, and the next day hell. It's going to gradually get to that point. Or if you believe in a rapture, it could happen overnight because all the planes are going to crash that are driven by Christians. Every vehicle is going to crash that are driven by Christians at that moment. A state of pandemonium around the world will rule and reign in the matter of 12 hours, guarantee it. That'd be wild. If you imagine all the plane crashes around the world. I believe that history, ladies and gentlemen, repeats itself over and over. The same story is just told over and over. And that story, the outline of that story, the here's what to look for story is in the Bible. And so Bible can be seen as an instruction manual in a sense of how to understand the mechanism of time. Folks, if you want to give to this channel, please do it on PayPal. I appreciate all super chats, but they're always 2 months behind. So it's nice to get liquid cash. I'm going to see my boy graduate next month. That means you're not gonna have any show for a few days. We're gonna have to figure that out. Maybe when I get back to the hotel and my wife gets comfortable and watching some TV, I'll go walk around the parking lot a few times and do a little filming. Hang out with you people, my family. So this coronavirus, you know, when you have a government taking care of you, it's easy to feel that everything is a hoax because nothing happens. But when you got good people in office, their primary duty is to keep you safe, to keep you in a position of being able to pursue life and happiness and property. But the one thing that is for sure, you cannot say that we are paranoid, that there's no terrorist threat because you haven't seen any terrorism going on. There are plots being foiled all the time and people being arrested all the time. You just don't see it. See, that's the problem. That's another problem that the QAnon movement has. They're very small thinkers. Some of them. You don't like that, do you? I get it. I wouldn't like it either. So I get a strange feeling that the media is picking Bloomberg. With George Orwell, they told you, he was telling you, the media has told you, don't vote for Bernie. They tried to stop it, but they couldn't. So the media discovered that they don't have much control over the vote anymore. Haha, isn't that significant? So I'm reclining on my chair. I should turn out this bright light. I don't need it because we're not doing the camera. Everything is upside down, ladies and gentlemen. Everything. And I tell you, I never thought that I would see patriots attack other patriots like I've seen it. I mean, I can't help the fact that I look mean. You should smile more often, Sean. What, you can't see the smile on my face in that picture? I'm grinning from ear to ear. Bloomberg. Yeah. You know, Biden, that is funny. They are, that's the thing. See, the donors are pulling from Biden and putting their money behind Bloomberg. That tells me that the powers that be that were wanting Biden now want Bloomberg. The media has been telling people that to vote for Bloomberg. They're getting scared. They are messing in their nest. They don't know what to think of this Bernie creep. I wonder, like, let's just imagine that they were able to successfully steal 2020 and Bernie Sanders became president. What would happen? I know what I'd want to happen. Like I said, man, I'm so glad I don't live in Portland, Oregon anymore. Man, if I lived in Oregon, those guys, man. See, even in Virginia over the gun bill, man, they were going to vote more in. Man, it was so awesome to see all those men there with all their guns, blacks and whites, Latinos, Chicanos. People are going, what? What? This? I thought this channel was a skinhead channel. No, it is not. That's funny. See, that's sainted. That's your reverse spot. Like that time when I laugh and I gonna go. That's where you got. That's where you got to look for your hidden message. It's when it's in the emotional response, which Sainted Anon has a lot of them. That guy. is emotional. I mean, I just kept waiting for him to be. Just imagine that he's shaking his head and he's snapping his fingers and go, "You go. Let me tell you what. Say what." Let's see what we got in here. Hey, Web Gypsy, what's up? I will expose the criminal coming soon. I will. Sorry, I'll expose the criminals coming soon. I'm like, what the heck? Sorry. I'm not that cool. You'll figure it out. Tam I Am, Rhonda Miller, Doyle Cook, Susan Sawyer, Renee Beard, Lauren Reynolds. Web Gypsy says names will be known. Pawpaw Mac, Pawpaw MC. I like Pawpaw MC. It's really Mac, but Pawpaw MC, you know, it kind of makes you like maybe a little hipper. Hey, Pawpaw MC, what's up? See, people can't handle this one either. You know, you're always in a battle between good and evil in your head. You always got to make that choice. Hey, you know, right here, if anybody has my PayPal, look at this. Let me show you this. If you want something cool, let's see. Look at that one. So if you want to buy this car, this NASCAR print, $75, you got it. And it's like museum quality. You could send it to my PayPal. Make sure you put NASCAR. 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 Yeah. It's badass. So if you want to send that to my PayPal, I can make sure you get one. Thank you, Marywood. Laura Page says, did I miss something? We are just shooting the breeze. Shooting the breeze. And I'm working on about 2 hours worth of sleep. Excuse me. You know, it's like when you stay up so long, it's so hard to fall asleep. Especially if your head's pounding. Man, oh man. You see, I've gotten letters from people that say that you can tell who's who by the way they look and the way they dress. And I've even gotten the comment that, and by where they live, down there in Louisiana, there's just nothing but devil worship down there. That's like, you know, that's just funny. You know, what I've come to the conclusion of is that it is impossible to have unity outside of the church. That unity, remember what I read on Sunday? Man, wasn't that a good time in 1 John, man? You know, and we were looking at all kind of things, and it was just time. That's what's amazing. We didn't plan that one. We usually go verse by verse and we don't talk about other stuff, but I just found a tug on my heart towards sharing what I was sharing with you about unity. And I said in that article that unity is an organic thing and man can't create it. It's against the laws of nature. Man can't get along. Meaning no rulers, no police officers, no governance, because man is good. He can get along. It's impossible. That it's only accomplished by the children of light, because they have the love of God put in them, the seed, which changes them. They are the new species, the new man. And that unity is only possible with them. And that's where my head is at, ladies and gentlemen. That narrow is the gate that leads to life, and broad is the way that leads to death. I want to be found in that number that take the narrow path, not the legalistic one, but the one that are lined up of people that are free, that understand freedom, grace, meritless favor, and that faith is put in that. The faith is not put in a bunch of rules. That's socialism. That's legalism. That's governance. But a faith that's put in a salvation that was granted by meritless favor, grace. You couldn't earn it. You couldn't do anything to get it. You can't lose it. And if that truth, if you could live like that with people, and you keep the Word of God as the rule book, everything will be closer to the reality of unity than in any other movement or organization. We bear with one another out of obedience to the Father. Bear with one another. Put up with each other. And if we keep our firm stance on the doctrinal truths of the essentials, we can accept each other, that he's got a nose ring in his nose. She's got a lip ring and a tattoo on her face. I mean, the craziest thing, what do? You're a Christian man. You're trying to live good. You're trying to keep your eyes only on your wife. And then some lady shows up at church with a miniskirt that is at her thighs, high, boobs popping out. And she's looking mighty fine. And she's carrying her Bible. Legalism. Yeah. Go over there, honey, you need to put this coat on. I don't want to wear a coat. I'm fine. Well, honey, you can't be looking like that around here. Why not? I'm saved, I'm born again, but baby, you can't be like shaking that ass all out everywhere here at church. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but that is funny. I mean, what do you do? Here, excuse me, ma'am. Can I talk to you for a minute? I mean, you are really making me struggle. Could you please put on that coat? I mean, what a way to like, how would you say, hit on a lady without hitting on her? Well, you're with your wife and you're going to go to her and say, excuse me, miss, you are looking mighty fine in that outfit there. Do you mind putting on a coat? I mean, the extreme of that is the burqa and covering your face and your body so only your husband can see it because your body's a sin. You can't be looking good. Well, let the beauty be the beauty. Let a woman's beauty be the beauty of her heart, and everything else will take care of itself. Yeah, well, you eating 4 cartons of bonbons, the beauty of the heart ain't going to take, it's not going to be very powerful. Is that funny or what? Dude, I have almost got Elizabeth Warren's voice down. I got a little bit more practice to do, but she's just like, I don't know, I can't stand to look at her. Well, I got pregnant. You're a liar. Telling you, they don't stand a chance. Bloomberg is their new poster boy. Hey, we don't have much time left. We got to have like this last minute, Hillary Clinton will be your savior, just so we can get to see that debate again. Oh, man, but it will be hilarious to see Bloomberg short. The president is what, 6'6", and he's 6'4", or whatever. And Bloomberg is, come on. When they go to shake, every paper, they're going to be like on the floor so that the shot is from up to make Trump look even taller. They say, we're going to get down this low so Bloomberg will look look taller, and Trump will look shorter. No, you don't even know what you're talking about. He's going to tower over him. He's going to tower over him more than he did over Kim Jong-un, which was pretty funny. They had to work with Trump. Say, all right, man, you can't be like, you see him shakes people's hands and he's like jerking their arm out of their socket or moving their whole bodies. He's shaking their hands so hard. He's like, give me that hand. Before they could, hey, Trump, sir, we got to talk to you. We got to talk about you can't be shaking Kim Jong-un's hand like that. You jerk it out of its socket, or, imagine pulling the little man over onto his, he fell down or something. And Trump was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I get that. Yeah. Well, here he goes to shake Bloomberg's hand. That's going to be funny. That's going to be like the picture of a lifetime, and get him shaking that hand. Come on, you got to admit that would be like the funniest. The funniest. I'll be right back. All right. So most of you are retiring age. Most of you have been working on a 401k IRA, and most of you might be like just like me and scared to death. What are you going to do? You're running out of time. Yes, Colleen Kennedy. Yes, Clint Gray. Yes. Soapbox Mike, Mad Dog 58 said. Yes. So you got your retirement. You need to have a little bit of it diversified into precious metals to keep it safe. Can it keep going up? No, it can't keep going up, but it could go really, really high. We don't know where that roof is. So go to Noble Gold, noblegoldinvestments.com, or give them a call at 877-646-5347, and let them know the deacon sent you, and that the information's free. Information is free. So just wanted to say it again. I'm not at my computer to show you the copy, but I'll show you in a little while. If you want to get the print I just showed you, the NASCAR print, send $75 to my PayPal. They're putting it right in there, making it easy as possible. And just send $75 to that PayPal. Let me know NASCAR, Trump NASCAR, and we'll get that out to you. So some people are still holding on to Elizabeth Warren. Klobuchar, whatever name, starts with a K, that lady that reminds me of like the class president geek that never won president because they weren't pretty enough, but yet they still had that thing about them that, they were like a professional junior high student, a professional high school student. They're just like, yeah, no, I don't know, nah. I mean, Klobuchar, whatever her name is, it's like, really? Really? I don't know about that. Hey, go to my website, thewardrummer.com. Go check out the blog there, subscribe to it, leave a comment. We're going to start. I meant to put the link for the information to get for the March trip. If you'd like to come down here on March, we need your information. And I'm going to have a form to fill out, and I'll get that information to you. And yeah, we're going to have a blast here. So yeah, I'm like working on 2 hours sleep. I working on that video, 20 minutes long, but it took me forever. I mean, something's going on in my program. It was just things were moving around. I had to keep moving this there and moving that there. But it is absolutely strange that those statements of Sainted Anons were so easy to find. They were just there. Because he's so emotional. That's the emotional part that comes out of it. And I'm sure they're going to find something on me. That was the risk I took. But, hey, Sainted. Hey. Forget about it. I was the first. You'll always be just copying. Always doing it out of vindictiveness because that's how you do everything. Yeah. Turn this backwards. Turn this. Or here, let me do it like you. Turn this backwards. Yeah. Turn this backwards. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this. Sorry. Faggery. I mean, that was so shocking that was there. I mean, that was nuts. It was spooky. So if you didn't catch last night's video, I mean, the haters, they hated that. They came out with guns blazing on that one. I mean, so if you haven't seen the video that I uploaded last night called Serial Brain Exposed or Hoax Exposed, I perform a pseudoscience on Sainted Anon called reverse speech. It's a lot of technical things that you have to, there's rules to abide by, and I abided by those, and man, I got some jewels of reverse speech. I mean, because he was being so emotional. When you let those emotions drive you mad, reverse speech is very easy. It's very easy. Because you're stuttering, you're smacking, you're like, I'm not gonna do that. When you act like that, that's where the reverse speech is easy. So the more like a queen you are, the easier it is. Did I say that? Did I just say that? So yeah, people have a problem with my looks, man. They hate that picture. That's the image. I am not here to tickle your ears and make you feel good. Though we wind up feeling good a lot because we love each other in here and we talk about serious things, but we're badasses. We're not poster boys for the wussification of America. So yeah, last night's video was wild. Very wild. I've never had such quick success. Just clear as a bell. And it's always in context of what's being said forward. And it is not spiritual. It's not demonic, even though this guy sounded demonic. It is just a natural phenomenon that occurs with all of your extra noises and fluctuations that you make when you're being emotional. That's why reverse experimentation and stuff like the results when you can't do someone that's reading. If Nancy Pelosi is reading a speech, you're not going to get much. But it's when she's like freestyling and she's emotional and she's getting mad. That's when it's easy. I can't wait to hear what these jackasses over there on the left side of QAnon. Yeah, you're on the fringes, buddy. I'm not in there with you. I'm not on that where we go all boat you're on. I'm on a different one. One thing I did notice about Sainted Anon's recording, one, he dug up information from a story he did a long time ago. That's like his go-to thing, to say I'm a Nazi. And one thing I did notice was the childish, like almost like wonder in his voice a couple of times. Yeah, this guy jumped in front of the bullet with the president, took a bullet for the president, and he lost his life. The way he said life, like he was reading a story, and he was so excited. He was trying to get you involved. Yeah, like he's talking to a little kid. Strange. Very strange. Yeah, I wasn't in the belly of the beast. I was in the mind of the beast, not Satan. just a depraved individual. Notice these people never talk about making things better. Just always going off on people. Going off on people. And if you're like sainted, you'll say, "You go, girl. We're going after you." I mean, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit. You know, he was panicking. He's in shock. He was in shock that I was telling him his innermost thoughts and feelings. That is the point of reverse speech. It is very subjective. You can't solve a crime with it. It's very subjective. But as I said, when people get emotional, those emotions betray them, and that's when the truth comes out. I thought it was a fascinating study. And it revealed things that we already know about mankind as a whole. But I never caught on to Sainted Anon, especially the feminine aspect of it all. I mean, really drawing out those S's. And when he's drawing out those S's, stop it. That kind of stuff. Drawing that out. Words that would sound very different in reverse actually sound like words because of all of the emotion that he's causing his body to make. Emotion, motion. His conscience is moving his body. And his body is confessing in the form of noises that he's making with his mouth and fluctuations in his voice. It's a very interesting study. And right out of the gate on the one before, I used a little piece of it in last night's video. Right out of the gate when he says, "Hey everybody, this is sainted," I turn it backwards and it says, "Look real. My name is Cereal." That is crazy. You know, if he does one more attack on me, I mean, I'm going to video. Well, I'm going to reach out to the Ontario police about him. I'm going to do it. This guy is sick. And I want to tell him that there is this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Cereal Brain 2 is not a person. Several people, but Cereal Brain 2 is an operation. It's a brain scanner, Cereal Brain MRI. And this movement, this person, has a very strong effect on people. and they all talk the same way. They all fight the same way. They all debate the same way. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to have any problem sleeping tonight. I think I'm like at 2 hours sleep. I'm like, I was going to take a nap before the show, but when I do that, sometimes I get up and I'm like, I'm in la la land. I cannot bring my head together again for anything. Only the children of light can have true unity. I think that's one of the craziest things. These people, like Paula loves children, you get Bible verses all over. Word is the sword, slandering person on Twitter, Bible verses everywhere. I don't get it. I don't get it. Thank you, Lord Pate. That was a crazy, crazy video. Titus Pulo, you are correct. Satan can quote the Bible better than any man. Yeah. Hey, the devil hides in the 1% with the 99% truth. It's that 1% missing that make it a lie. Grace Baby says, no spoilers on The Masked Singer, please. When is that on? That is a strange thing, but it's fun. I like it. Hey, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.